We ready for the big one? What's up, Jonas? Godzilla versus Charles Barkley. That is a thing. That is a thing. How you both doing? We're doing good. We're about to do the CGC unboxing. I'm going to go over stats and statistics after we go over each book so I can tell you how many are signed at what level and grade and whatnot. So you guys ready? We have this box here underneath the chair. And I'm going to have her hand them to me. She might be able to see the grade before I do. But we're going to cover the grade. We'll talk about the book. And then we'll unveil what we've got. So when they ship them or after they grade them, you can see them online immediately. What you've got coming. I have avoided clicking on anything other than the shipping notice. So I know nothing of what these grades are. What we want are 9.8. I'm willing to accept 9.6, but we don't want anything under that. For the books that we're getting back, remember, these are 7 books that we got signed by 2 different people. And the other ones that we got signed are coming back pressed. These ones were not pressed. So we took a risk on some of these considering that they were either new or I figured, you know what, these should come back in a high grade. So that's my assessment from them. And you'll see sometimes people grade them differently, right? You might get lucky, you might not. So here's what I think. You'll take a book and you'll cover it like this. There's a specific few that I want to do in order. Okay, so you'll do that and you can place it here. So the first ones we're going to go over, there's going to be 2. Okay. Oh, we'll wait till she unboxes. Sounds like there's bubble wrap and stuff. Any scalper who buys 88 tickets and resells them for triple the price has very, very fucking special place in hell.
Okay, which order?
Okay, so the first 2 we want, and I wrote them down here. We're going to do both Beneath the Trees, where nobody sees. One of them goes to Gab. You can take them. They should come in a little plastic. You can take them out of the plastic.
Okay.
Put this over, so you can put them
Excellent.
one on top of another. If one is a lower grade than the other, you can put that one on top. Tell me when you see it, but make sure that the stream can't see the grade, but that's covering it.
Yeah, I got you.
So Beneath the Trees, Where Nobody Sees, that was the book that really took off by storm when we saw it originally and we heard about it.
So you want them together?
I want them together, one on top of another.
Okay.
So the stream can't see both of them, just one at a time. But you got the grade covered.
I know, but I have the first one's covered and the one below it is not. But you can't see it unless you lift it.
Yeah,
up,
I know.
so
I'll
be
do
careful.
that. Okay.
Okay.
So you have them both in front. Good. All right. Beneath the Trees, Where Nobody Sees. We've got these really cool variants by Jay Lee. They were FOC variants, I believe. It says right there, but I was not expecting to meet the creator of this book, Patrick Horvath. He had a table set up. He said it was a surprise that he showed up. And he ended up being one of the nicest guys. I will highlight the entire first day of LA Comic Con. I'm not sure about the next 2. But when we talk to him, I am 100% going to highlight that specific segment because he was such a down-to-earth person to talk to. There wasn't like a long line to rush or anything. I told him my opinion of the book, where I actually put it back on the shelf because I felt uneasy. It's basically taking a kid's book and kids' art style, but in more of an adult and horror fashion. And I love the horror aspect. I can see Leatherface and Freddy cutting people in half, no problem. But when it comes, whoa,
Earthquake.
is that an earthquake?
No.
Okay.
It's just my ass.
When it comes to your childhood and Berenstain Bears and DuckTales, and they're getting cut up, which is what happens in this book, it was a little uneasy for me. And I actually put it back on the shelf and I explained that to him. And I saw this look in his face, but I said, you know what? The fact that it made me feel that way and feel something meant I had to get it. I needed to pick it up. And I figured, you know what? I told him my story and he was just kind of taken back by it. But when I mentioned that in stream, Lonkley and Kyle and a few others and Gab were like, wait, what is this book? I'm interested. If you like Dexter and if you like it in the form, this isn't the art style here, but these are the characters and this is exactly what you're expecting. And this is a brutal freaking cover. I love Jay Lee. So if you guys are ready, we did pick up 2 of these. Gab wanted 1. So hopefully we're getting them in good grades. These were like untouched. They were brand new coming from him. I didn't get these pressed at all. Sometimes, hey, they come up with a 9.6 out of nowhere and you're like, it's not terrible. I've got a couple here that I swore were like 9.8 and we're not. I've never got anything above a 9.8. I will tell you that right now. There might be one today that is only possible that I could think, only possible comic that I have that would be above that, like 9.9, but I'm not expecting it.
Why is that? Why would that be a 9.9?
I will explain that later,
Okay.
but there's only one that I could see possibly, just because of the condition it's in. All right, so are we ready to unveil our first grade? And Gab is getting one of these. I believe you paid for this for Gab, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Paige bought one for Gab. Gab wanted something graded. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, our first grade. I'm going to hide it there. And it is indeed a 9.8, ladies and gentlemen. That is basically the highest grade you can get from a book that you just pull off the shelf. You'll see right here on my shelf. These are 9.8s. I think 9.0 is the lowest I've gotten. They go in increments of 2 at that point. 9.0, 2, 4, 6, 8. And then there is a rare 9.9 and the extremely rare 10, which you get directly off the press, right? It's super rare. It's like impossible. So there you go. So I'm going to assume that the next one is also a 9.8, and it is. So there you go, Gab. You've got one for you, one for me. And these are both signed by our interior artist and writer. He created this book. Jay Lee did do the variant. I didn't even know he did a variant, and he just had a box of these. I went through and picked out the 2 that I felt were the best condition. I feel like we've still got it. We've still got it, maybe. So I hope you like that, Gab. I am extremely happy with this. I love how the red came out. So if you want to set this one aside for Gab, if you're okay with that, and I will...
Oh, hot. Want to touch the hiney.
I will have to rearrange what we have over there. So I'm happy. I think you're going to be happy too. So this is what it looks like on the back. I got a little debris on there. They come in these little plastic bags, but I actually have plastic bags. They're called clear bags, and you can buy them in the perfect size that these fit in, and it shows them up. This is actually in one, and it protects them from like dust. These are already UV protected, so you can leave these in the sun, but I wouldn't do that. Anyway, so that's the back of the book. You can see it is a FOC, so Final Order Comics. So this was the variant that I never knew about. So there you go. Already, we're off to a good start. So here you go. Thank you.
The next one?
You want to choose the next one?
Because there's only 2 left.
There's only 2 left.
Yeah, you only have 4 in here.
What?
Yeah.
There should be 7 books.
There's only 4.
No.
Unless there's another pack.
Hang on.
Oh, it's because there's another pack.
There should be 7 books. Dude, I almost had a heart attack.
So the ones that I have open. Sorry, baby.
This is, okay, look at my list here. See if this works for you. Okay.
I have to open the other ones to know if it's
Okay.
So you're going to have to give me...
Oh my God. I was like, what?
It's okay.
This is a big ass box. Okay. Okay, take your time. When was that heart attack? So far, we're good. Now, I do have a couple 9.6's that I feel like I can have them open up and press, maybe come back at a 9.8. Some of them are a little lower. If they aren't in the condition I need them in, you can, and we can check the grader notes.
Okay. So for your next two, can I tell you
Tell me what?
which ones that I want you to do?
Batman?
Do you want to do those?
That's what you're asking me?
Yeah.
Okay, we can do, so we're doing Batman, and in the order, I want to do 4, then 1. If that's okay?
Give me a moment. We're gonna do.
So 4 will be on top, and number 1 will be on the bottom.
No, I want you to do 1 and then 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Making me nervous. Making me nervous.
Okay. Are you ready? We're gonna do.
All right, we're doing Batman, the Deadly Duo. So these, everything else we have are signed by Mark Silvestri.
Okay.
I'm wondering why she wants this done in this order. It's making me nervous.
There's Holly.
It's covered? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so you didn't put one on top of another.
No, I actually don't want to do that.
Okay, so Batman, Joker, the Deadly Duo. This is the first issue. This is the Silvestri created Batman book. He came back to comics and did phenomenal job on the main covers and interior, did everything on this book, but also did these really cool black and white sketch variants. And I didn't get every single one. There was one of Joker, one of Batman. I only got 2 of them. There was one of another character that's new to this book. I only got the first issue, which is Harley, and then the 4th issue, which had Catwoman on there. And I almost bought a couple of these. I actually had one on my throne. I think they were like $150 or something, and they were signed just like this one. This one had red at the bottom. You guys saw me make the windows the way that I wanted them to get signed. I mean, I've seen them signed up here, there. There's space everywhere. I thought this one was good. The Catwoman signed a little bit differently. But I just thought that they looked really good together. And, you know, I love Harley and Catwoman. So I figured, you know what? Let's see what this one comes back at. And again, we're going to go statistics and see. You know what? I probably should have done the statistics first, but I don't want to accidentally see any of the grades prior. So that's why I'm waiting till after. Because once I open up that file, it's going to say, hey, these are all graded this way. So are you guys ready? This is the sketch cover. Right there, you can see here. And we're going to unveil our grade. And it is a 9.8 once again for this really cool cover. Upper lip is sweating. We're sweating a little bit. I knew this one was really good. The other one I was a little nervous about possibly getting it pressed, because once I saw the cover, when you take them out of the, when they're inside the plastic, you can't really tell a lot. You have to look around. Like, let's say you've got this book. You have to look around really well. But when you take them out, that's when you can actually see, oh, I didn't see that. I didn't notice that, because this creates a shine that you don't really see. And you can see little indentations. So when I got it signed, I noticed like a little indentation a little bit on the Catwoman. I was kind of nervous and thought maybe I should get it pressed, but I'm really happy with this. I'm glad we didn't have to just buy it straight out. Was this the one guy removed the sticker from? Remind me what that at, what we're talking about. Stab the Nightbot because lagging. The I'm a Collector guy. Oh, you know what? No, that's a different Harley. So that was like a book that we got at the end of the show. That one's a Sozamica variant, but that one's like full color. It does kind of look a little bit like this, but no, that's a different artist, and we haven't gotten that signed or anything. That was like the last day of Comic-Con. I saw that every day, and I wanted it, but he got it down to 20. That's about what it's worth. He had it way overpriced. So I basically paid what it's worth. He didn't really knock it down and give me a great deal. He just did it better. All right. So you've got the next one in hand. So there's a reason why you want to do that one next?
Ah, it's Catwoman.
Well, why you did the first one the way you did? Or you tell me after. You ready?
It's Catwoman, that's
No,
why.
you said I want to do these two.
Because I said so.
Okay. All right. Here we go. This is the issue 4 that has the Catwoman cover, and you can see I took a while on how I wanted to window both of these, because I figured, you know what, them both at the bottom would be cool. Being in red, it makes sense on Harley. This one, I don't know if I wanted it in red. I was kind of undecided, but he had a blue there, and I was like, blue I think will look really good. And then at the top, especially since the logo, bring me the other one again. The logo is on the bottom of this one. You can see there. So I figured signing like directly into it, it made sense. And these look really nice together. This looks like a really nice set. However, getting a good grade on this one, this is the one that made me nervous. And when I'm looking at it through this, it's very hard to see. But I swear I saw an indentation on it. Maybe, I don't know, I'm kind of nervous. But let's see what we got on this one. It is... Oh my God. What? 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 No way. How is this one higher grade? This makes no sense. I have never, ever gotten anything above a 9.8. And when she said, wait, why do you say that? It made me kind of think like, wait a minute. But this would not be the book that I would have thought of. Why did this? I swear this was the one I thought I needed to get pressed. No way. This has to be so rare, because it's still a new book. You might get a couple signed, but to get it graded this high and to be handled by myself, this is why I create the windows, so that there's less touching the book and fingerprints. So this is monumental. I cannot believe that we got something like, I've never ever gotten a 9.9 of anything. And I feel like I pick books really well. When it comes to variants, you cannot really pick and choose when they have one, right? That's what you get. And you either say, I'll take it or not. When it came down to this, I believe they're 1 in 25. So they may have had 2 at most, but one is what you get. So this is pretty epic. I'm truly shocked that any of these would come back at 9.9. The one that I will say that I thought had potential to come back at a 9.9 is Lady Death. And that one is not just a comic. It's kind of like a trade. It's a little bit thicker and it's formed differently than a comic. So it doesn't have staples, right? It has like a trade paperback type of style. So, wow. I don't know what to say. I'm like really ecstatic about this. I'm really taken back. Unbelievable. And those go well together, even though one has such a higher score than the other. And 0.9, that is insane. Like, you don't see 9, 9, or 10. Wow, thanks, babe. Wow. Okay, so we have 3 more. I definitely want to do the Lady Death one next.
That's the one you want to do for sure next?
Yes. And then there's 2 that mean something to me, but they have to be in a specific order.
Well, then I guess we'll just do Lady Death.
So we're going to do Lady Death. And it's a Silvestri variant cover. It was like really hard to find gold. I don't even remember when I got it or where I got it, but it was in like this tremendous condition. And when they grade books like this, when they grade books like this, it's a little different than a regular comic, because I'll show you when I show you the side. It is, it's hard to see from this because it's encapsulated. But I like the silver signature Silvestri, and then his signature on the side up here, which you can see. Really nice. It shines off like really beautifully. So I thought in gold, yeah, it'll match the little gold highlights here. You can see the logos in gold. There's the skull you can see on her bra and on the underwear garments, or bikini bottoms. I thought it would look good, but I felt like the silver accent looked really well here, especially with the white pale skin. So this is Lady Death Damnation Game number 1. Lady Death comes with so many different titles. They have so many different variants. It's very hard to keep up with this series, especially when it's not that popular and the stores don't order a lot. But they order enough at times. And I want to say I got this at our comic shop, our main comic shop, but I'm not 100% sure because it was quite a while ago. It did say 2016. So I probably have a picture of it because I take pictures of all the books that I get. Now I just do it Photoshop. I just take the photos from my website and put them in like a little file. That way I know, okay, let me go to October this date and see if I picked up this book or not. If it's grayed out a little bit, I know that I still need to get it. That's the way I keep track. So here it goes. This was the only one that I thought could be a 9.9, if any. But I've been wrong for it. I've gotten stuff back that I thought was 9.8 and came back at 9.6 or lower. When it comes to that Hulk 181, all bets are off. I'm not expecting anything, maybe like a 7. But this, I'm hoping, is in the realm of what we want. And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got... Oh! We got another one. This was the only one I thought that could be a 9.9. So we were right about this one. If I ever got a 9.9, this one. So I'm so shocked to get 2 of them back. The Catwoman really blew my mind. But there we go. We've got another one, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, this one I kept in great condition. Really happy about this. I keep spitting on the cover. So there you go. And that's the back of it. So you can see it is super glossy. It's hard to see because the shine of the encapsulation creates its own shine. But there you go. Really, really happy about that. Look at that. 9.9. I'm blown away. Thank you. All right, 2 more books. They are both books that have meaning, but they need to come in a... I want you to show them in order. So I will show you on the screen which one I want first and which one I want second. So the first one, of course, they're showing me the one that I don't want.
Excellent.
Might just tell you which one don't bring me. Yeah, this one. I want this one.
I figured as much. Okay.
So we're showing off a newer version of what Mark Silvestri created, his own team, when he and Jim Lee and McFarlane all created Image Comics. Jim Lee created Wildcats. That's another book I'm interested in getting signed and graded. So we're going to start with a later issue because the first one that he created was something that meant a lot to me, mainly because I got it signed and never got things graded back in the day, and I really kicked myself in the butt for not getting them graded at the time. And anyway, this one is volume 2, so this is the second volume. They did a mini series which was like 4 issues, then they did a full volume 1, then they did a volume 2, and Mark Silvestri only did the main cover for this. Yeah, because you can see the barcode here. It's 111. So first issue, first cover, first print. I don't know what I'm going to get back on these. I'm not expecting a 9.8, definitely not a 9.9. If it's a 9.6, I'll understand. I do want to eventually get this at a 9.8 if it's not 9.8. This one I got signed in silver because that looks great on dark. I think when you get the black ink, you're never going to see it. You're going to have to see it at different angles. So that looks really nice. The next one is from the first volume. Like I said, that one means more to me, but I'm hoping that this one comes back in very good condition. If you guys are ready, we've got it at a 9.8. We've been consistent. So you can see I can at least pick my covers well. And remember, none of these were pressed. I felt confident enough that, you know what, let's just submit these the way they are without getting them pressed, because that costs 10 to 20 bucks each. And they can get out any little corner. But these ones, I felt that they were in good enough condition that I didn't. This one specifically, though, other than the Catwoman, I was a little nervous about. I don't know how that Catwoman came back at 9.9. I'm not complaining, but that one made my heart beat when I took it out to get him signed. I was like, do I need to get that pressed? So there we go. I'm really happy with how this looks. I love the signature. I love that we made windows for these. So there you go. That looks off really, shows off really well. Remember, we still have the UV Witchblade, the X-Men book that we bought at the Comic-Con. Those are coming in a later shipment. We have prototype number 1. I know that just means something to me. And then the Hulk 181. That's the main one that we're waiting for. Don't expect anything like this, but hopefully they treat me well. And so far, I'm going to say I've been well. The next book, I'm not kidding. Like that one, yeah, I'm really nervous about. I have 2 that I got signed. One in silver, one in black. And the other one I got pressed. This one I did not. I think this one's the silver one. I'm not 100% sure. But if I don't get it at a 9.8, I will buy one at a 9.8 if the other one doesn't come back. So this one being his team that he created. This, oh, it's not the silver one. It's the one in black. So the silver one I got graded. Now this one, like I said, this was the way that he signed it originally, and I figure, you know what? I really beat myself up for not getting them graded at the time, but I didn't have the money or know how to do it, and it just meant something to me to meet them at the time. But now I want to protect them and keep them just like this Spider-Man card. Yeah, it means something to me that I've always had it, and I had it in a little case like this. But to get it like graded and authenticated, it's something that stays with me. It's not something I'm selling, right? When it comes to like the Hulk or something, that kind of depends. But this is something that I want. So if it's not a 9.8, I'll be okay with that. But I will find one eventually that's affordable. I think they overprice them on eBay, and they're often listed forever. I did see one sell for like $100. You can get this book for $1 to $10, like anywhere. It's not a problem. The problem with Image is they had great ideas, but they overprinted everything. Everything was so overprinted. Spawn is probably the only book that you can get for like $20 to maybe $200, depending on if it's graded or not. And then it goes up to thousands because of its popularity. That thing took off more than Jim Lee's book, more than this book. Spawn is still very prominent to this day and still goes on. Whereas Cyberforce hasn't come out yet. Wildcats did start coming out within DC Universe again. So I'm really hoping we see these characters. I would really love that. All right. So here we go. This is Cyblade. I felt like they could have been in Birds of Prey. You got Ripclaw. When we saw me go through that dollar bin, Ripclaw was on the cover with Darkness, who was also returning comics. That's who he leaned over and said, hey, if you're following, they're coming back. Yes, in like 2 more issues, they're going to be coming back. So seeing that and getting that for $1, I was surprised. All right, enough talking. Are you guys ready for our final unveil? This one I intentionally saved for last, but I'm most nervous about. We got a 9.8. Thanks, baby. Thanks for showing me these. I'm really happy. We got really good grades. This one, I said, meant a lot to me because it's something that I've had growing up and never got it graded, and I always beat myself up over. And I'm glad that I not necessarily don't have to go buy one, which I would have been fine, but it means more to me that I actually got it signed, and it's something that I handed to him and got it signed and graded. So we had not gotten anything lower than a 9.8, and for the first time ever, we've gotten 2 9.9's. So I don't know what to say. They really treated me well in our first unveil. So we have, again, 7 more books coming. 2 of them are going to be separate. I'm already pretty sure the prototype is coming back at a decent grade because that one I screened that needed to be at a high grade. These you cannot screen. Once they're signed and they cannot be screened. You cannot ask them for a specific grade and then get it sent back if it doesn't meet that grade. That's called pre-screening. You can only pre-screen books that are unsigned or books that were previously signed that they didn't witness, like that one prototype book that I have signed by Jim Lee, Jimmy Palmiotti, and Derek Robertson. Yeah, they'll pre-screen a book that they didn't witness signing because they don't mind sending it back to you. When it comes to this, what you get is what you get. So there we go. So this one makes me the most happy, despite, you can get this for $1. It's just one of the books that I've had with me for the longest. And to keep it in as good a condition, now you can see why I'm as picky about the books that I pick up. When I go to the comic shop, I rifle through, and sometimes I don't find a good enough cover. Just like I said with Avengers Assemble. Is that book going to be worth anything? I don't know, but I'm just very picky, and I have the habit of doing that. So far, everything has been great, starting with the Spider-Man card being authenticated. These obviously were all real. So we're going to wait for our next 3 shipments. So our remaining 5 books signed by Silvestri, but those are all pressed. So remember, we've got the UV light Witchblade. That may come back in whatever condition. Remember, it was kind of sloppy and smeary. I will try and rebuy another one of those and try again. Now that I know that was a water-based marker, we need an oil-based marker because that'll dry faster. Then we have the X-Men that we picked up at the shop. We know that is not the highest grade, but it was pretty good considering we're going to get it pressed. I have the list here of what's remaining. We've got the Hulk 181, obviously that's the main one. And then we've got a Darkness #1, a Darkness 1/2, another Cyberforce, but that one we got signed in silver like the other one. So maybe it'll go well with the other one. I don't know, but we at least had 2 options that way. I said, you know what? We'll press one and not press the other. And I think that's it. So there you go. So if we want to go over some statistics, if you guys don't mind. I'll start with these if you don't mind. I'm going to show off what it looks like on the website and make sure not to click anything accidentally so I can see something. So thank you guys for being here for this. That's really important. All right, so this is what the CGC site looks like when you submit, and you can see this one at the bottom, 7 books. That was just what I declared the value. You can say whatever you want them to be at, and then the fact that it was shipped. You can now click these. I don't want to click any of these because it might show. So this one's already getting encapsulated. This one's getting encapsulated. These ones have not been graded yet. Those are the other 5. I'm surprised that it's taken so long, but again, they were pressed. So here, where I'm going to click this order, it's going to open up another window, and you can see right here, you've got everything listed here. Now, this one does say, which one is it? It's limited series. So it's this one. It is off-white to white. So everything is white pages, white pages. Getting those 9.9's is freaking blows my mind. So this one, being that it's the older one, I was the most nervous about. Okay. So I'll start with this one and I'll show you what we get. We get grader notes on all of these. I don't know if we actually have anything. You only get grader notes when there's something wrong with it. Yeah, there's literally nothing to mention on any of these. All right, so let's go look at statistics. I am a human being. All right, so they actually took a screen cap of our book. I like that. They didn't do that before. There are 0 in higher grades. This is the highest grade of this book you can get. There's nothing higher. You can see it right here. This just gives you all the information when I got it graded, this specific one. But when you go here, you can see more detailed lists, and I will zoom in. So there are none at 10. There are 2 at 9.9 unsigned. 2 in the world that are higher grade than this, but they're not signed. So that's it. That's all that exists. Everything else you can see here. So there's 260 that are unsigned at a 9.8. There are 10 that are qualified. That means they weren't witnessed, the signature. And there are 70. So this is one of 70 that exist at a 9.8. And then there are 6 that were restored. So they probably have different, they probably had like little crease in it and they fixed it, or color retouches. So you can see there's quite a bit at 9.8. That's the one that has the most. So you can get this in a good condition. And then the lowest, there is 1 at a 3.5 sign. And I'm pretty sure that just means something to that person. So that's this first book, okay? The one that meant the most to me. So those are the statistics on that one. We can do the next Cyberforce. Thank you for helping. Okay, so the next Cyberforce, which was this one. This is volume 2, same artist. We're gonna go over statistics on this one. We'll do some DBD momentarily. Yeah. So the next one is, well, it says variant cover B. I guess it does say first. Maybe they just have the barcode wrong. Okay, so here's our screen cap. They do that for us. That's really cool that they do. So it's really easy for us to share that if we want to. All right. There are none in higher grades. Wait, let me open this one again. Hang on. Did I read that correctly? Wait a minute. Wait, hang on a second. We just uncovered something. So there, it says there are 70 at 9.8. This says there's only 1 in 9.8. 1. So we're going to open this up right now. And sure enough, we have the only one in existence. Signed, graded, even graded. There's none on here graded at all. There's none. We are the only one that have ever, any grade, but just signed in general. But let's say someone gets one graded and it's unsigned. This is the only, I am shocked. I don't know if that's accurate. That doesn't make any sense. I'm kind of shocked because it seems like this one would be a popular one. I'll have to do some more research on that. Hopefully they didn't do it wrong, but it says 0, and this is volume 2, number 1. Interesting. So that is the only one of that one. All right. What was the other one?
Lady Death.
Lady Death is next. We got the only one. All right. 9.9. This is our second, well, first 9.9 that I was expecting or hoping for. What's up, Lynn Freeze? Sorry if I missed anybody in chat. So there you go. Once again, a 9.9. That is epic. It is extremely rare to get anything above 9.8. The first 2 that I've ever gotten. There is one 9.9 in existence. None higher. We're looking at the consensus here. And there are 2 at 9.9 of this unsigned. So we have the only signed one that is 9.9. So there are 2 others that exist in this good a condition. Other than that, though, you can see 9.8.
Excuse me, it's ham. It is ham.
What's up, Grunkle? Hope you're doing well. We're just going over our first CGC comic submissions that have been returned. And we got some amazing grades. This is a whopping 9.9. I have never gotten books graded that high. 9.8 is the standard on the highest grade you can essentially get. No one expects more than that. So there are 12 here that are graded at 9.8, unsigned, 1 qualified, and 8 signed. So the fact that we have 1 above that is even rarer. So this one is definitely worth something more than that. All right, and there's your scan there. The scan's kind of, I don't know if it is a scan because it does show a light there. It might be a picture. Really awesome, really awesome. All right, next up we have the amazing 9.9 of Catwoman. I am super shocked. This one really surprised me. This one was the one I was most nervous about. I don't even see it. Maybe they pressed it for free for me. I don't know. I am taken back. And hopefully the other ones come back great too. We can't just get too ahead of ourselves. I've heard people say they got things pressed and came back worse than before. So we're going with number 4. There are two of these at 9.9 in existence. So we're not the only one. There are 2, none in a higher grade. So this is the line we're looking at. There is 1 unsigned of this book, and there are 2 signed in this 9.9. So if you listed that, you would say there are 2 in existence, and that's it. I am not. This is important to me. These books all mean something to me. As much as the Hulk book means something to me, it's not the ultimate one that I want. The one that I would want would be a 9.8, and obviously signed by like Stan Lee or anybody that had worked on it. Len Wein, who co-created Wolverine. What? Spit? Scratch? That's okay. They come with that. And then you can see the most, which is 9.8. You can see 9.8 is very universal. Normally not a stats person, but these stats are getting me bricked up. They're pretty interesting. I like looking at them. Dowie, who else? So 9.8, you can see it's pretty universal. There's only 2 that are lower, 9.4 and 6. Then none under that. But there's 15 that are unsigned, 13 that are signed. So we have one of the only 2 at 9.9. That is insane. That one still, I don't even know what to say. And then we have just 2 more. Oh no, one more, and then after, yeah, 2 more. Okay, so this one is the Harley Quinn one, which I thought was even in better condition, but boy, was I wrong. Maybe this was the one. I don't know. So this is 9.8. And we're going to go with, it's this one, right? No, that's number 4, this one. All right. There are, wow, 102 of these in existence. That means they were part of a signing. So they had 100 of these. That's why I said I was going to buy one just like this. So mine does not stand out any differently other than I got it on my own. The date will be different. Okay. But I remember there were a couple signings and there will be, let's say 20 or 50, and he'll just go through and sign each one of them very quickly. So this one is less unique in that there's 102. There are actually 25 of these at 9.9 signed. So there are 25 at a higher grade. So this one doesn't pop as much, but to me, this one still means just as much because I was willing to buy this one for 150 and it costs like 20 bucks to get it graded and what, like 30 to get it signed or something. I don't remember. So much less. All right. And then we go with the Beneath the Trees. So we don't need to go over both because they're both the same book. One for Gab. And this one being a specific variant, you're going to get different rulings. There are 5 of these. You can see right there signed and graded. Now that when I say 5, that doesn't always mean it's signed the same. There could be multiple signatures and they're still going to count it as a signature series. So this could be signed by Jay Lee. This could be signed, I don't know who else worked on the book, if he did the color as well, but Patrick Hovarth and Jay Lee would be the only 2 that I could see sign this. But let's say another book, the inker, Scott Williams, that still counts as one of however many are under the signature series. So when I say this is the only one of 2, the other one could be signed by somebody else for all we know that worked on the book. It doesn't signify that. So you can see there are no 9.8s or no 9.9, no 10s. Obviously, you didn't see any 10s in anything. That's like impossible to get. So in 9.8, there's 1 unsigned, and there's 1 restored. I'm surprised there's a restored one of these since it's so new. Usually you only restore older books. But there are 5, and we own 2 of them. So there are only 3 others in existence. And they may have been all signed right here. So really cool. They did do a picture. I don't know if they took pictures of both. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? They did, because we have both here. So there's a barcode. So there you go. Yeah, they're both different. Really cool stats. So I hope you guys liked going over those. Go ahead. Yeah, thank you. I like checking out the stats and seeing how rare some of these are. So you can see, I guess the Harley Quinn is not as rare because that's something I already saw and wanted to get and just ended up getting it done myself instead of spending the money. So very, very happy with the turnaround on that. That took less than 2 months or just about 2 months. We still have another week left and then a couple days until it would be officially 2 months. So we got those back quick, considering those were just signed, graded. The other ones pressed, graded. Those are going to take a little bit longer, but they did say about 2 months. So there you go, guys. Thank you for doing that with us. We did our comics. We showed off these little stickers, these cute little Godzilla stickers that I got for Paige and I. They're really cute. I would like them without the hexagonal stuff on there, but it's still really good. And thank you to Paige for helping unveil those so that I didn't spoil myself like I did with the Spider-Man card. I probably should have had you in here for that. I had no idea. So anyway, we'll do that for the next 3 unboxings. And remember, 1 box has 5 books, and the other 2 are only going to have 1 book each. I don't think they're going to ship them together. So when we get that Hulk book, that's going to be the only one. When we get Prototype, I'm pretty sure I know what that's coming back at because they're going to send it back either ungraded or graded. That's it. So, all right. That's, I don't know. I'm really taken back by that. We're going to have to change some of these. Obviously, the Harley Quinn stays there forever because that means something. One day I would like to get like a little motor so that it can spin around slowly so you can see more of the stuff that's on here because you can never see the other sides. Otherwise, I'll just every week I can turn it. However, the way that I have some of these set up, it would be a little difficult because I have little toys and stuff hanging up on there. All right. Who wants to hang out? Who wants to do some Dead by Daylight? I don't know if there's anything else to show up.